Most people believe that God's wrath is poured out during the full 7 years of the end times, when in actuality, God's wrath is only poured out during the bowl season. When you enter phase 4, you have an interesting thing happen, and that is between the trumpet phase and the bowl phase, you have what might be considered an interlude or an intermission like you have in a play. The 144,000 are seen in heaven, having completed their work during the trumpet phase. They sing a song that no one can understand. The two witnesses now arrive, and we most likely see that as Elijah and Moses. And what happens during this phase is Israel, this remnant, is divinely protected by God, probably in the wilderness near Jerusalem or south of Jerusalem. And they're watching the bowls of wrath being poured out on the world. Now, the first bowl, there are sores on people without the mark. And then the second bowl, the sea is turned to blood and all living creatures die. Third bowl, fresh waters turn to blood. And then the fourth, the sun scorches men without the mark. And then in the fifth bowl, the beast kingdom is filled with darkness and people curse God. And then finally, the sixth bowl unleashes the Euphrates River. It dries up and the kings of the earth prepare for war. And then the seventh bowl, it's declared that it is done and Babylon has been destroyed. So you have this judgment phase where, again, the remnant is being protected, and not only protected, but restored. And you have the bowls being poured out as a judgment upon an unrepentant world. And that pretty much wraps it up. You have, at the end, the beast tries to stop the witnesses from doing their work by killing them, and they celebrate for 3 days. But then the witnesses arise and ascend to heaven. And then God the Father stands on the Mount of Olives and saves the remnant who's left here now. Since the witnesses have gone, the remnant is still here. The nations of the world, they gather together during the sixth bowl, and they want to attack Jerusalem one last time. And what happens is God the Father stands on the Mount of Olives, splits the Mount of Olives in two, and there's a valley where the remnant can escape to out of Jerusalem, and then God finishes Babylon and the beast and destroys them, and the war is completed. 14 years for the end times. That's 2 7-year periods. 1 7 for deception, 1 7